Welcome everybody to the Ropeadope 2020 countdown, where we are running down all of the music that we released in 2020, and then we will continue to have engaging conversations around the new music and the issues of the day. My name is Lewis Marks. I'm here at the Ropeadope Room. Thank you for joining us, and I want to mention that if you share this out or comment or engage with us, talk to us, we want to hear what you have to say and get a dialogue going. But we will also give away a big bag of dope, some Ropeadope goodies to one winner each week that we pick from the shares. I'm going to put the cans on and jump over to my dear friend, Mr. Fabian Brown. Mr. Brown, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Lewis. How about yourself?
Well, I feel great today. I did something really unusual last night. After our show, I've just been so overwhelmed with media information in the last year, and so I went home and just turned everything off. I just shut it down. I was like, what could I possibly miss? And it was so calming and so wonderful. So, what did I miss? Anything happen?
You missed a lot, Lewis.
What?
You missed storming on Capitol Hill yesterday.
Get out.
You missed 4 deaths yesterday. You got to be kidding, right?
I am kidding. Absolutely. I can't turn social media off. Are you kidding me? I'm too vested in this world. I just thought, what would happen if I did that, and would I miss anything? And then I decided not to do it, and it turns out it was right again. I need to pay attention. What a day.
Dude. I'm still in awe, and I don't have the right words to articulate this shit show. I don't have the right words. I'm afraid it would be too emotional.
Well, let's do this. Let's jump into some music, and we'll come back and chat about it. I'm going to lead this off with a Tiny Records release from Carolyn Samuelson.
He's looking for something steady. Spent too long playing these games. All the years of heartbreak weigh down heavy. Can't understand why people change. Fly free. Release, let it all fall down. Oh, you can go. Oh, you can go. He's looking for something special, but don't you know that nothing's special when you always long for more? Said he feels his world's becoming stressful, doesn't realize he's got so much to be thankful for. Fly free, you can go. Release, let it all fall down. You can go. You can go. Travel late, my friend. The grudges don't suit you well. Travel late, my friend. The grudges don't suit you well. Travel late, my friend. The grudges don't suit you well. Travel late, my friend. Oh. Travel light, my friend. Travel light, my friend. Travel light, my friend. Grudges don't suit you well. Some things might end, but only time will tell. It'll all be steady if you let it go.
That was nice, really soothing, wonderful release from Tiny Records. Tiny-records.bandcamp.com is where you can find Carolyn Samuelson, and I believe there's more to come from Carolyn in 2021. What do you think, Mr. Brown?
An amazing singer, songwriter, pianist from Seattle. You know, real soulful. You hear the blend. You hear a little bit of pop, but more soul and R&B, and definitely the jazz vibe. And those lyrics, man, take a second, pass around, and listen to what my friend is saying. She has a lot to say. She has a lot on her heart and a lot on her mind. So that's Carolyn Samuelson, Tiny Records, tiny-records.bandcamp.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. So let's stop for a minute here and digest what's going on in the world. Here's one thing I do know, and it's important to ground this, first of all. Regardless of storming the Capitol and American democracy in peril and people waving Confederate flags through the halls of Congress, the music will go on. You know, and that's a real comfort to me. I did want to say, while I was watching some coverage yesterday, I really wanted to tweet out, like, dudes, you're doing Burning Man all wrong. Because the things you notice, and I get the larger picture. I mean, I'm not trying to make light of something that's so serious. I mean, people were terrified. People are dead. The president of the United States is a lunatic dictator who is egging on violence against his very government that he runs, which is really, the term banana republic I must have heard like 100 times on television yesterday, and I'm certain we're better than this. But the thing that really caught my eye was the fashion choices of some of these cats that are out there protesting. Now, I'm not sure what makes you think that a 30-year beer gut and skinny jeans go together, but there were tons of those. And then there's a cat they all kind of they accessorize. It's really fascinating to me. This is like, one guy's wearing like a raccoon thing or whatever, and with no shirt and carrying a Molotov or whatever. How did you put all this together? Very strange.
Yeah, it speaks a lot to the mentality of what we have to endure and deal with in 2021. Even the studio audience in the background is like, what the hell was that?
Yeah. I appreciate those comments. Keep heckling. You're right. It makes me want to bark as well. All kidding aside, I was very pleased to see at least some people sort of get it. Loeffler, some certain people withdrew their objections, said enough, and now people are resigning from the cabinet. I heard a thing today saying that the people that are staying are doing so because they're afraid that someone even worse or worse, sorry, not even worse, that tells the tale, would be appointed in the last 13 days. And there's a lot of conversation about Article 25, removing a president from office. I also saw, and I'm going to throw another joke in here just because I just have to. Comedy is healing for me. President Trump this morning or last night apparently said, and he didn't say concede, but he said there'll be a peaceful transition of power. And all I could think of was like, so that's all he had to do was just take away his Twitter for 12 hours? And he'd cave because that seems to be what's happening right now, right? He's just like, I can't do Twitter. But again, I joke because it helps me get through this stuff, and it doesn't mean that I don't take it seriously. And I'm unsurprised. You said earlier that you were not surprised.
No, it's Louis, your kids are a little bit older. I got little guys, and I can be cynical, I can be sarcastic, I can be, let me turn this shit off, I can be all these things. But then I think about my 6-year-old, the twins that are 10, and I think about my 13-year-old, right? The other ones are older, but I think about that age range. I think about what they're putting in, what they're seeing, and how they're seeing our society and their reactions, and it's almost terrifying to me. And the kind of conversations that we're having in this house is love, appreciate differences. Like we're not all meant to be the same. How weird would that be if we all did the same things and acted the same ways? And like that would be kind of weird, right, guys? We're having what I would like to think, rational, intelligent conversations, trying to not justify, trying to help them comprehend this massive input. And we're not turning on the news here. We got Danielle sneaks in her news time, in it.
Yeah.
Because we don't.
Well, I got to say, I was watching last night, and in my life, I have not seen that powerful news since the Watergate hearings.
Wow.
That's what that was. And let me point out another positive here, and this is really key because the real thing I want to focus on is not shock and awe and surprise, because I'm not surprised either. I've been talking about it and taking what some people would call draconian like security measures and care in guaranteeing my food supply and safety and contingency plans if the guy driving by with his pickup and the Confederate flag on the back decides to attack us or somebody down the street who happens to have a rainbow flag out front. How are we going to handle that? So I'm unsurprised. I guess I'm a little relieved that instead of attacking us as citizens, they've targeted their anger at the body of government. For now, that's correct, and caution is important. But what's also interesting and the positive in how we're going to get out of this is, like, I think we've all kind of been dismissive of the government in a lot of ways, and people have a lot of reasons for that, and I hear all of them, but we're all getting a great civics lessons at this point is not just how does government work, but why they have these procedures and why we call them the hallowed halls, and why they call it the people's house. And I'm gaining even more respect for that process. In recent years, I've talked about it when people complain about the government, but it can't be utopian. It can't be perfect. It's impossible for it to be perfect. And it can easily be misused. However, to watch a person draw the line and say, okay, hold it. I respect this institution more than I respect this violence, and I'm going to defend this institution, or more than I respect my boss. I'm going to defend the institution of this government, flawed or not. so that, and that's the line that keeps us from, chaos. It should be changed, but it should be changed in a slow and careful and deliberate way. That's my opinion. I'm urging people to start looking at the 2022 elections immediately, and start looking at your local elections immediately. I'm going, one of the local political things that I want to do and encourage others to do is question the reasons for the blue line flags. I understand one side of it, pride in your community, your fraternity, if you will, but now we see the other side of it. I noticed in the crowd yesterday, there were hundreds of blue line flags. So if the blue line flag is prevalent when a mob attacks a government institution, then I think we need to question that on a local level. I think we need to know who. I'm not saying condemn all officers or frontline workers. I'm saying what are your reasons? Who are you? What are your motivations for having that? What are you connected to? What social media channels are you paying attention to? Are you lucid? Are you listening to facts, or are you a member, even loosely affiliated member of a group that seeks to overthrow the United States government? That's where I want to go.
It goes deep, man. I mean, I just, again, I guess I'm just focusing on the kids because of my personal situation, and then I start thinking about what's the indoctrination process in our education system. How are we filtering and making the decisions on who's leading our kids in the classrooms, even at the earliest ages, right up into our university. Like, and
what is the curriculum, right?
It goes so, I mean, I'll talk to you offline. I had a pleasant chat with someone who wanted an intern here at Ropeadope, and a 15-minute scheduled call turns into just about over an hour talking about these exact things. By the way, you're going to love this individual. But my point is, at that age, and I'm assuming this person's age was like early 20s. These kids are hip, man. Their ears to the front. They're not taking the bullshit. So that was inspiring. It was inspiring to me. So I don't know. It's like you say all the time, keep that diamond in your mind. Yesterday, that was like on repeat in my mind. I probably consumed maybe about 40 minutes too long of the
right.
And I had to turn it off, and I don't know.
Well, the key thing about social media or information, no matter where you get it, and I'll close with this and go into a video, but the key thing is how it makes you feel. If it has an effect on your emotional state, then you're probably not gathering facts. You're looking to validate a feeling that you have. And this leads people in the wrong direction, right?
Sure.
We want to gather facts and then alter your emotional state to fit the facts, not gather facts to feed your emotional state. And that's I think what we're seeing. So speaking of emotional states and all this energy, let's jump into a video from Ropeadope Sir, Greg Schutte. I'm not sure if we go with a long E on that one, but I said them both, so I'm covered. And Mr. Todd Clouser giving their response to the state of the world.
We've come for information. We've come to meet the disease. Why world fade shows your side before it gets made. Nobody on the stage, no sense of day. No easy sucker to piss out your rage. Had enough and everybody knows science and spirit. I guess you must feel it. The birds of distraction, I'm a bag of metal that can't understand alone. I'll peel away your darkness if you can help me with my own. Teach me planting flowers. Teach me how to know my name. I'll protect your every bone with every break of my metal elbow. I'll tell you how I've been trained. Could you put a heart in me? Even if it's there only to be bled. Every red drop out until the vacant end.
This is not America. This is not America. A little piece of you, the little piece in me will die. This is not America. For this is not America. Blossom fails to bloom this season. Promise not to stare too long. This is not America. For this is not a miracle. There was a time, a storm that blew so pure. For this could be the biggest sky, and I could have the faintest idea. This is not America. Sha-la-la-la-la. 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 Snowman melting from the inside. Falcon spirals to the ground. This is not America. So bloody red tomorrow's clouds. A little piece of you, the little piece in me will die. This is not America. For this is not America. There was a time, a wind that blew so young. For this could be the biggest sky, and I could have the faintest idea. This is not America. Sha-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la.
Woo! Here we go. Couple of interesting tracks.
Lewis, you are like the DJ of my heart and mind right now. You just heard.
Easiest job in the world.
I love it.
DJ.
We just heard from Ellen Andrea Wang with her album titled Closeness. We have Ellen Andrea Wang on double bass on vocals. We have Rob Luft on guitar and vocals, and then we have John Fault on drums, percussion, and vocal. We just heard the track This Is Not America, and yes, the same This Is Not America from Pat Metheny, David Bowie, and Lyle Mays. I'm sorry, it's stuttering over my words.
There you go, Lyle Mays. Mm.
Right before that, you brought me back to the high school days with the track Spherical from Greg Spiro, Tiny Room Records, featuring Curtis Taylor, Bob Reynolds, Benjamin Shepard, Jeff Keezer, and you were fading out right as Bob Reynolds was about to rip that Michael Brecker-esque type solo. So definitely go and check out the link in the chat and support. No, it's just I know how awesome it is. I want the world to know how awesome it is. Just go ahead and check that out at tiny-records.bandcamp.com. And then right before that, Greg Schutte, The Burning Page from Rope-a-Dope Sir. Lewis, I don't know how you do it. I don't know if it's like cosmic, it probably is, or if it's like really intentional. But you seem to be putting some amazing playlists together that are relevant to the times, right? And speak to healing and just good music here in the heart. So thanks for.
It is pretty cosmic. I mean, it's the easiest job in the world. I mean, with Ropeadope playlist, you just grab some songs and put them together, and they're all good because uh, people bring us the best music. Like we're a reflection of what's happening out there in a networked community of artists. I do think it's a little bit cosmic that sometimes the subject matter, because we're really just going. The subject matter lines up with what we're talking about. We're really just going with pretty much in chronological order here on a given day. But I do kind of like, jump around from song to song, switch the track order to your dismay, based on how the show's going. So there's a little bit of DJ, VJ, whatever the heck that is in there. Great stuff. Albums are out. That Ellen Andrea Wong album is available on vinyl. We ship worldwide, and just such a wonderful thing. Brought to me by a gentleman who is I think becoming a friend. We were going to go have dinner with him in Madrid. Speaking of Wolf Muller, who's well known in jazz circles from his work at Sony and OK, and he advises artists now. He's gained some friends from his good vibe over the years, and he'll send some people to us. And I think Clifton Anderson is another one, and there are more. I have to look back through the schedule, but it's just been a pleasure to connect with someone whose heart is in the music the way ours is, and whose ears are far superior to mine. So that's a pleasure. Any business to clean up? What do we have to talk about? We're going to jump back into some more music here.
Before we do, I just want to give a special thanks to all the fans and the supporters who are in the chat, who are just showing up here almost on a daily basis, Lewis. Just know we're paying attention to those types of things and liking and commenting and sharing. And as Lewis mentioned earlier, if you're just joining us, you can qualify for that bag of dope just by liking and commenting and sharing. We pick one individual once a week to get some goodies, a little mix of this and that in your bag of dope, all Rope-a-Dope branded amazingness. Just a shout out to the fans, Lewis, for keeping this party going here at 9:30 in the morning Eastern time.
I love it.
And, Rope-a-Dope, downloads at ropeadope.com. There's my little plug.
All right, let's do it. Let's jump back into the music here. This was an amazing album, Max Besessen, and it's really interesting to see. We look through the Bandcamp lists and people's collections and see, just to get an idea of people's musical taste, and there's a lot of diversity for sure. And then there are some fans in there, man. We found a guy yesterday that had 84 Rope-a-Dope records in his collection. But it was real interesting with Max's album. It was a bit of a surprise to me how many people who were kind of more on the crossover, not this straight ahead jazz kind of stuff. How many people jumped in on Max's record? So here we go. All right, we're back. Another hour gone, it seems. Max Possession, beautiful track. You can find that over at downloads.ropeadope.com. Mr. Brown, it's always a pleasure to hang with you in the morning. I'm going to put up some images after we close out of the Rope-A-Dope t-shirts that are available at the Rope-A-Dope store. Just go to RopeadopeTV.com. One word, no caps, or one word, one cap. Either way you want to do it, but not 3 words. RopeadopeTV.com and just click on the store button. There's really interesting stuff in there. Topical, strangely enough, for what's happening in America today, and also very hip. And get them now. There's limited edition, so once the lockdown is over, you can go out and show it off, or you can just put it on and get the image right on Zoom. There you go. What you got to say?
Hug a musician, social distance style.
Right, give it an elbow.
Give a little elbow.
Buy
Reach
a
out.
download.
Buy a download. Go grab a CD. Buy some vinyl. Grab a T-shirt. Give a like, a comment, share it out with your people. I mean, we're in a very interesting time, and I think for me the most exciting is I have now the bandwidth and the capacity to dive so deep and discover so much, or rediscover so much great music, and hopefully the people out there in virtual world get an opportunity to hear some things that they haven't heard before. So thanks for hosting this, Lewis, and encouraging, just to break it down, 2020 style. And I'm really excited about what the future holds coming. In fact, tomorrow, as I get my notes here, all queued up with my fancy new-ish computer. Tomorrow we are working episode 13 already. We are going to be hearing from music from Trans Violet, Greg Spiro, Adam Meckler, Greg Spiro, Tony Adamo, and you guessed it, another track from Mr. Greg Spiro.
It's just all over it. I think I'm going to sneak in tomorrow, possibly some Rosaway from Paris, or Badi Assad from Brazil. Another referral from the great Wolf Muller. Thank you all for tuning in. Play this back, share it. We'll consider you in the drawing for some goodies. And let's take a look at some t-shirts, and then we're going to take this out with another Tiny Room track called Find. Fabian Brown, thank you for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Let's see what interesting news we can talk about tomorrow morning.
Sounds great. Thanks, Lewis.